Hello. This is going to be a tutorial on how to do A-TECs, specifically on Pegasus. And this is also just going to be kind of an overview of A-TECs and just kind of, answering some general questions about A-TECs. So the big question that people ask is like, what is A-TECing even necessarily? So the way that this game works is when you win a duel, you get ranked based on your performance, quote unquote, within the duel. And your performance is dictated by how long the duel was, how many fusions you used, how many equips you used, how many magics you used, how many traps you used, how many life points you lost, etc. That sort of thing. And then once the duel is over and it ranks you, it will give you a reward. It'll give you a card drop based on that rank. And there are three different categories, essentially. First, there's the SA-POW. SA-POW is a rank that you get when you win the duel very, very quickly without using any fusions, without using many magics, without using any equips. If the duel is done as quickly as possible, using as few cards as possible, then you'll get an SA-POW. And generally, cards in that drop pool, because so when I say drop pool, when you get a rank, the game will divide it into one of those three categories. And then, based on those three categories, the game will randomly choose a card within a card pool to give you as a reward. And there are three different card pools, each assigned to your different rank category. So SA-POW, that drop pool will typically have mostly monsters. Typically, the stronger monsters that the person that you're playing will be able to drop. BCD, POW, or Tech. That's just generally a like the duel took like a little bit of time, and that drop pool will typically give you a mix of monsters and magics and traps typically. And then there's the A-TEC pool, which typically people don't even know about. I think like in the olden days, the only way that you'd be able to get to that pool is if you S-teched, and people only really knew how to S-tech by having the opponent deck out. If your opponent decked out, then you would get an S-tech, and that will give you access to that drop pool. But the SA-TEC drop pool typically gives access to the very powerful magics and traps that person can drop. So typically field spells, ritual spells, equips, strong traps, that sort of thing. And that's kind of where you can get a lot of very rare, very strong cards in the game. So that's why A-teching is important, because you can get really strong equips and spells, which is important to beating the game in general. So that's why people do it. And today I'm going to show you a method of A-teching. We're going to do it off of Pegasus, because Pegasus is the most important person to A-tech, because he has debatably the strongest card in the game, Megamorph, if you A-tech him. So yeah, this is typically what you're going to be A-teching, and this is just kind of the best, or an overview of how I do it. It's not the best way, but it's just kind of how I do it. And kind of give you some insight into, building the deck and how to actually A-tech in the first place. So, now that that's all out of the way, this is the deck that I use. So you're going to be wanting to fuse Twin-Headed Thunder Dragon all the time. It's just kind of the best way to go about it. So it's full of a lot of weak dragons, specifically weak dragons, so that you can do a lot of fusions. A lot of fusions is very important to A-teching, so that's why I do it. That's why we have the weak dragons. We have a few spellcasters and waters. The spellcasters are there so that you can do a non-thunder you can make a THTD without actually using a thunder this way, so it's pretty good. And then lots and lots of thunders as well. And then down here, you want at least one magic, at least one trap, and at least one equip. You have to have at least one of each of these three, and you have to use all three of them in the duel in order to get an A-TEC. I have a couple of magic, Raigeki and Umi. Doesn't really matter necessarily. Raigeki is probably the best magic to really use when you're doing A-TECs. Traps. So against Pegasus, there's only really 3 traps that you can use. Acid Trap Hole, Fake Trap, and Widespread Ruin. Fake Trap is the best one to use in A-TECs because it allows you an effective attack afterwards. But it doesn't really matter too much as long as you actually have a trap. That's good. A trap that you can actually use. And then an equip that you can use. Bright Castle works on everything, so this will work just fine. So that's the deck, essentially. It doesn't have to exactly look like that, but more or less something that can make Twin-Headed Thunder Dragon, or something that can make it can fuse really well and fuse monsters that can actually beat a lot of Pegasus's monsters. The thing that you really want to kill against Pegasus is Bakuri Box, which is 2300. That's kind of what you want to shoot to get over, which is why Twin-Headed Thunder Dragon is so good. But if you can beat him, if you can keep control of the duel consistently and fuse really, really well, then it shouldn't be too bad. So let's go ahead and actually get into the actual A-TECing itself. So I'll be kind of giving my notes and analysis of the duel as we go along. So with our starting hand, whenever you start an A-TEC, it's very, very, very important to establish board presence. So you want to make a Twin-Headed Thunder Dragon as quickly as possible. And he typically will not be able to beat it. So using as many cards and fusions as possible. So that's 1, 2, 3 fusions. Make a Twin-Headed Thunder Dragon. I put mine in Moon because he has a lot of monsters in Uranus. That's what Pluto is weak to, so we just want to avoid that charge up animation. Just kind of makes things a bit faster. So now that we have board presence, we can put some cards face down if we want to. We got Raigeki early on, so it's good to put that face down. If you get Raigeki or field spells and other such things, it's a good idea to put them face down early on, so that way it won't clog up your hand. You want to save the Raigeki as well, just in case he plays Meteor Black Dragon. So it's a safe way of going about it. And then from here, let's see. From here, what you want to do is you want to fuse and then leave a monster at the very end that'll knock away your Twin-Headed Thunder Dragon. Or whatever fusion you're making. So this is a 2-card fusion, and then bam, we're gonna get rid of it. Now you might ask yourself, why in the world would I want to do that? The fusions that you did right there count, so that's important. And you also need to do effective attacks, which means that you need Pegasus to attack you. The only reason he's going to attack you is you have a weak monster on the field, so that's why we do this. So that we put a weak monster on the field to lure Pegasus into attacking, and we can then effective attack on him. It's very important. Just like that. We also need to be under 7,000 life points at the end of the duel, so that's also very important. Actually, let's see. What we'll do right here is we're gonna... This is the non-Thunder THDD fusion. Komori Dragon plus this will make Spike Seadra. Spike Seadra plus a Spellcaster will make Kaminari attack, which is a Thunder. And that plus Spike Seadra will make Twin-Headed Thunder Dragon. And then we're going to put Baby Dragon at the very end. Try and put your weakest dragon at the very end, so that way it has a higher chance of being killed by Pegasus. Alright. And that's an effective attack. We need to get 4 effective attacks. It's the magic number. the magic number of fusions, effective attacks, etc. I'll let you know now. You want at least 15 fusions, at least 1 face down play, which is what you're going to get when you use your trap anyway. You need at least 4 effective attacks, 1 equip used, 1 pure magic used, 1 trap activated, and 37 cards used and under 7,000 life points. All of those things put together will give you an A-TEC. So yeah. Since we have control right here at the start, we'll go ahead and put Acid Trap Hole face down. If you get Acid Trap Hole in your starting hand, you might be tempted to put it down right away. It's actually not a very good idea. You want to put a monster, a strong monster, out on the board first, and then you can put your trap face down. Because if you put your trap face down at the very beginning, Pegasus can just Harpy's Feather Duster it. And then if he does that, then you don't have your trap. And if you don't activate your trap, you can't A-TEC. So your duel is basically already ruined if that happens. We also have our equip already, which is good. Just go ahead and do this. That's our equip used. If you have a weak Thunder, it's a good idea to put it in Sun, by the way. Well, it doesn't really matter here because Toon Alligator is too weak against this. But if you have like a really, really weak Thunder, put it in not Pluto, the other Guardian Star, so that way Toon Alligator actually has a chance of killing it. There's our trap activated. That's very important. That has to happen in the duel for you to get an A-TEC. Let's see. Two fusions. So we're pretty much set. We've got most everything taken care of. We just need to finish up on fusions and effective attacks and get to a low enough amount of cards in the deck, and then we're good. Alright, so we already have Raigeki right here, so we don't really need Umi, so we can just get rid of that as soon as possible. I don't think I actually needed to put that weak monster on the board, since all we need now is 1 more effective attack. We currently have 3. Okay. So here's what we're gonna do. That's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4 fusions. That wastes our entire hand, which is very good. That's our last effective attack too. So we're pretty much done. We just need to get under the. You just need to get to a certain amount of cards used in the deck. You can tell how many cards you've used in the deck if you look at the very top right, where it says U. The number above your life points, that's how many cards are left in the deck. So that tells you how many cards you've used. The magic number is 3 cards or lower left in the deck. So we just hit the magic number just now, so we're good to go. Just in case, I suppose, we can do extra fusions. Don't need to, but... We've done that. Got all our effective attacks, equips, trap used, under life points, under 7,000 life points. And now all I have to do is use Raigeki. And we have an A-TEC. We should have an A-TEC successfully. Nice. Successful A-TEC, and we got Widespread Ruin, which is a very powerful trap. So, very good stuff. If you get an extra trap, like right now I have only one trap, but if you get another one, then you really should put it in. So that way you don't have to worry about your trap being at the bottom of the deck. If your trap is at the bottom of the deck, then you won't actually activate it in time. If it's one of the last 2 cards remaining, then you won't be able to activate it in time. So you should definitely, if you get a trap, a second one, you should definitely put it in the deck. So let's go ahead and just get rid of one of these waters. That should take care of that. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to do another A-TEC, but I'm going to show you the calculator, the rank calculator. So this is just a manual calculator that I use to keep track of how many of each like important thing, how many fusions, how many equips, magics, traps, etc. How many of those things that I've done throughout the duel, and the calculator will tell me what rank I will get at the end of the duel based on all of the things that have happened so far. It's a good way to just kind of keep track and not lose track of how many of each thing that you've done. So just reset it like that. And if you want access to this, I will put it in the description. It's a very nice, useful thing to have. So let's go ahead and do another A-TEC, and I will input all of the things that we've done throughout the duel into the calculator, and you can kind of get a first-hand impression of how things are affected. So this is a very interesting starting hand. Shoot, let's see here. So we got both traps in the hand, in our starting hand, which is good, but we don't need to activate both of them. So the mindset here that I'm going to do is I'm going to just go ahead and make this fusion with this equip and get rid of this. So it's going to be 1 fusion, 1 equip. We're going to get rid of that trap. We still have our other trap, so as long as it activates, then we're totally fine. Activating 2 traps within the same duel doesn't make a difference to your rank, so you don't have to worry about that. We're just gonna see what happens here. The hardest part of A-TECing is getting control of the game at the very start. Dang, if I put that in Jupiter, then we would have been fine. But let's see what happens. Alright, we're kind of in trouble. Alright, doesn't mean all hope is lost. Let's see here. We can still kind of work on our fusions and stuff and hope that we end up with a twin-headed Thunder Dragon later on. So that's 1, 2. The thing that we have to worry about right now is we have to worry about Raigeki, if he so happens to actually get it. So have to be very wary of that. Oh my lord. You are getting kind of trounced here by the deck. It's not helping out. Let's see if we can still make this work somehow. If it doesn't work out, then maybe we'll just try again. Alright, he's putting down face downs, which is honestly kind of scary. We're just gonna have to see how this works out. Oh my lord. Man, it's giving the deck is giving us all of the magics. I think, yeah, that's like every single spell and trap up to this point. The rest of the deck is going to be monsters. That's really funny, but also really sad. We do have a mystical elf, so that's kind of cool. In the sense that we can, let's see here. Yeah, in the sense that we can make dark elf. Let's see. Yeah, so we definitely are going to be taking life point damage here. The problem is we don't want him under any circumstances to like Raigeki us, because then that's just kind of a wasted turn. So we need to get through these traps. Well, at this point, I think we might actually just have to sit and hope that we don't get Raigeki'd. Man, this is pretty rough. Let's see. I'm gonna Raigeki. This isn't the best idea, because he could totally just... that's exactly what I wanted. I wanted him to put a face down. So we're totally still in this. It's still gonna... It's definitely an uphill battle right now. Like I said, you don't want to put your trap down unless you have board presence. So we're still kind of working on that. It's 2 more fusions. So, let's see. I want to see if he has like a fake trap or something. He doesn't, okay. So I think we're kind of good. Yeah, okay, so we should be safe from now on, I think. We're just gonna have to see. Put this face down. And we finally have board presence. Alright, so now, let's see. We have yet to do our effective attacks, and we haven't even activated our trap yet. So we have to be very cognizant of how many cards we have left in the deck. So I think it's okay if I just waste a turn just doing something like this. I'm gonna put it in defense because we're kind of low on life points. There we go. So that's our trap activated. That's good. So yeah, things can get a little hairy, but you can make them work, potentially. Sometimes if the duel just isn't worth it, like it just seems like you're not going to win, then it might be a good idea to just kind of give up. But we made it work. It's all good. Just going to throw out these weak monsters in the hopes that I will get some effective attacks. Uh-oh. Oh, well. It looks like we lose. That's pretty unfortunate. We've already used Raigeki, so MVD actually kind of beats us out in this situation. So, I think I don't know if he has, like, invisible wires and stuff left. Yeah. But now, we don't really have a chance at winning, so now would be a good idea. A good time to just go ahead and take our loss. That's pretty unfortunate. He typically doesn't throw down MVD in the middle of the duel, but sometimes that happens. Alright, let's give it another shot. Go ahead and reset the calculator. Hopefully things turn out more in our favor. Not too bad. The only problem is that we're missing a dragon. What we can do is we can set up our defenses. Doing something like this. Nothing will be able to actually kill this, besides MBD, so. Nice. There we go. We're in business. Okay, so how do we want to go about this? That's fine, I think. Alright, so here we go, got our trap. So our sea turtle is pretty much taking care of his job, so we can go ahead and use him to actually force out an attack, just like that. There we go. Very good. We have gotten our trap taken care of. let's see. I think that works. It's 1, 2, 3. And we have a weak monster. Very good. Another cool tip if you have Widespread Ruin is to put Zone Eater in your deck. Because Zone Eater plus Widespread Ruin equals Dark Fire Dragon, I'm pretty sure. It's not a very well-known fusion, but you can actually do it. It's really cool. Let's see. I think that works. We still need life points. Need to lose some life points, so. Alright, good. All taken care of on the life point aspect. Let's see. Boop, boop. Don't need the trap, so. Can put him in defense. So we need 2 more effective attacks, which we should get very easily. Let's see. I guess I'll go ahead and put this face down just in case. Oh, we already used a trap earlier. Missed a face down play. 3rd effective attack. If we're lucky, we might actually still have our sea turtle get killed. Nah, oh well. No such luck. So. Another thing I guess should be noted is that this isn't the end-all be-all way of A-TECing. There are definitely different methods which use more traps, or using no traps at all. You can do it an effective, or what is it? You can do a A-TEC without traps using defensive wins instead of traps activated. Some people used to do that with Shoddy, I'm pretty sure. So it is definitely a method. Maybe later down the line I can make a video about something like that if people are interested. It is kind of cool because it gives you access to if you A-TEC Shoddy, you have a chance of getting Raigeki, which is very good. So that's our effective attacks taken care of. So all we need to do is get under 3 cards left in the deck. 3 cards or less left in the deck, and we are good to go. All right. And we haven't seen Raigeki yet, so this is kind of why I put Umi face down, because there's a chance that Raigeki might be at the bottom of the deck. You don't really want to wait around for that, so yeah. Let's go ahead and throw this down. Make sure you remember to actually use your pure magic. And according to the calculator, we have ourselves an A-TEC. This should be successful. Alright, there we go. 2 A-TECs. And we got a Yamadron Ritual, which is definitely not what you want. Ritual cards are pretty bad, and I think they have around the same drop rate as the cards you are looking for, which is, you know, Dragon Treasure, Bright Castle, Megamorph, that sort of thing. But, you know, you win some, you lose some, I suppose. But yeah, that's pretty much it. It's kind of a long video, almost 30 minutes. But hopefully this gave you some insight as to how A-TECs work, why people do them, drop rates, etc. If you want me to do other Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden Memories related stuff, I suppose I could try doing that. I'm not the biggest expert, but I could definitely, you know, put together a video showcasing some stuff. Hopefully this helped you out. And yeah, good luck on your A-TECs if you do so. I will see you guys later.